So when I was teaching a webinar last week, the question came up if we should list on our LinkedIn profiles about coaching and training we've had in our field. So it kind of led to a discussion about what makes us look professional versus what makes us look like a newbie. And I think that's a really good point because I believe in professional development. As a voice actor, I get regular training, and regular for me could be different than what's regular for someone else. But my favorite coach, because I specialize in commercials, is I love working with Mary Lynn Wisner out of LA. She's not only a coach, but I like working with her because she's a casting director. She is literally casting these roles, not just for commercials, but for a number of things. But she hears the audition, and then she finds out and she knows what the client chooses. So because of that inside information, that's one of my favorite reasons to work with her. Plus, she's just really encouraging. This is a really competitive industry. I don't need my ego stroked, but I do need some encouragement. I need to know what I'm doing right. I need to know what is working and what's not working. And, she's talked to me about things like basically my voice print, which is, it's like a fingerprint. It's like, that's what makes you unique. That's what makes you who you are. And you can't change it. It's what you're born with. It's part of your DNA. And, she's talked to me about how my voice print is unique and my voice cuts through the noise. I need to hear stuff like that because there are women auditioning day after day after day that, they might have a similar lilt to their voice or a tone, but thankfully we all have a different voice. Although I will get people that are like, hey, I heard you on this such and such commercial. I'm like, not me, but thank you for listening and thank you for thinking of me. Because, we do kind of have those people that sound a little like us, but there's still no one who's exactly like us. But I love coaching with Mary Lynn because she does encourage me. She's talked to me about how I take direction really well. And she helps me just to discover more of who I am and what makes me unique, what makes me stand out. I need to hear that. I also love how she challenges me. She definitely gets me to go in directions that I would not have thought to go to. And that's why it's worth paying the money to work with a coach, because they can tell you things that you would not have thought of. That's kind of the point. So anyway, she also talks about how she loves working with talent who are open to growth and who basically stay humble. And I think that's really important. We can never be the know-it-alls that some people claim to be. No one ever knows it all. So be open to learning, be open to changing and growing and maybe going in a different direction than you would have all by yourself. So I would love to hear from you and, tell me who you enjoy coaching with. Or maybe if you're not in the voiceover industry, I would really like to hear your perspective on things of what you think about professional development. I know that in the healthcare field and, in the education field, there are required continuing education credits that you have to get. So, as a freelancer, nothing's required. It's kind of the Wild West out here. But I would love any feedback from anybody who would like to share about professional development experiences or what they get out of it. So that's kind of my things I'm learning about life tip today, and would love some feedback about your experiences.